Okay, so we're looking at this here. This is the results of the Speedcad competition that I just competed in the Luke Does Robotics server in Robolytics. Uh, so this is what we're looking at. This is not much, frankly. It's more of a base start than anything. I might not even use it, but I figured I'd give a quick explanation of it anyways. So what we're looking at here is this is just my high stakes drivetrain, a 450 RPM on 3 1/4, six motor with the stack and some very nice polycarb pieces that actually don't break the new R25 rules. But this is 10 of the 12 pieces, so I don't really have any polycarb elsewhere, but that's fine because that drivetrain's not going to stay the same. And then coming around to the front here, we've got some half cuts off. We've got some half cut 1x1s on with these 2-inch flex wheels as pre-roller intakes that are gonna. There's gonna be some zip ties probably running here, maybe even just some standoff rails running here. The intake up to here, and it will probably run through a couple of these rubber bands sprockets here that are all just going to be chained together down one side or down the other side, bringing it all the way up to the top out here. And then it's probably going to have a high stakes style hood mech here that's just going to spit it out the back somehow, flip down to the lower of the center goal or the upper center goal. And then the front goal is probably just going to be another intake out the front. I like this. I don't hate it, but there's a lot of things I could improve on. I think one of the big ones is just the quality of this section in general. And I'm probably not even going to continue to use this bot because what my team is thinking about for this season is sticking with the 450 on 3 1/4 drivetrain 6 motor, or maybe even going 4 motor, depending on what we end up doing. But we're looking at running potentially even an 8 barrel revolver mech that would have, I believe, 4 qubits is what I'm going to call these things, qubits in each cylinder for a grand total of 32 qubits. So yes, it's kind of a horde mech, but it's also that gives you all that storage so that you can just park in front of a goal and keep the scoring consistent. And it's probably going to be, instead of the typical intake in the front, outtake out the back, it's probably going to be like some of the other robots out there. For example, the one that actually won the Speedcad contest for Robolytics is an intake in the front and also outtake in the front as well. I'll probably do that with the revolver mech so that the outtake is actually in the front of the robot where the intake is, so that you can just drive up on the goals, the racks, and score them in, and then run back to the silo and pick up a few. Which is another thing that needs to be changed about this is the actual intake sits way too far in on the robot. It can't actually reach a loader. Matter of fact, let me just never mind. I was gonna pull up the actual field and just have the robot on it, but we won't. But yeah, so all in all, I guess that's been I'm not going to call it comprehensive, but a short, sweet, couple-minute overview of this Speedcad comp bot and what I'm looking at going into the future is it could be something like this. I really kind of like the revolver mech. Another thing that we're looking at is running a transmission on either side of the robot for when you want to swap from offense to defense or defense to offense. You can switch your drivetrain from high speed, your 450 on 3 1/4, to something a lot slower with more torque, just so you can shunt teams out of the way like that, so that you can actually get into the goal where you want to be to either de-score everything or whatever. But one thing that I definitely think will change a lot coming into the season is how people are actually going to score into the goals, because you're going to have to do it really slowly, because there are videos out there actually of I mean, everybody knows about if you hit the goal really hard with your robot, all of the qubits will descore out of the rack. But also on the shorter racks, especially the ones in the center, if you put any kind of velocity behind the qubit as you're scoring it onto the rack, if there's any qubits in there, it will hit those and it might just knock them out the other end. So you're descoring your own qubits as you're scoring more of yours in. So you're never actually increasing the number of qubits in the container, which is something that's going to have to be fixed with a lot of the smaller bots. The slower scoring mechanisms, I think, is going to be something that comes up in the future. But I guess that's all I've got. Thanks for watching, however many of you actually bother looking at this. I don't think there will be many. But thanks for stopping by. My name's Luke. I am a member of 16756A Brick Robotics out of Winsboro, Texas in Region 2. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi, I suppose.